Sebastian Telfair was a high school phenom. He was a high school phenom. He was about 5'10". He's the cousin of Stephon Marbury, excuse me. So obviously he had a lot of hype coming out. His NBA career didn't really pan out the way we would hoped. And then he had some run-ins with the law. Recently he just served a 6-month sentence at a not a correctional facility. He said it was like a camp. It was still jail. I watched his episode or his interview on The Pivot, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of heartbreaking because he was really good. I remember watching him in high school, and I'm like, damn, bro, is he that nice? But he was really that nice. He was 5'9", was drafted first round. Listen, he was drafted before Jameer Nelson. You know who Jameer Nelson is? So Jameer Nelson played for the University of St. Joe's. I want to say him and Delonte West took their team to anywhere between, my memory throwing off, but anywhere between the Sweet 16 to Elite or Final Four. One of the shows. So y'all can correct me in the comments. But I was kind of appalled that he was drafted before Jameer Nelson because he was still young. He was still in high school. Jameer Nelson was a proven college athlete. You feel me? But that was the first time I realized the NBA was on potential. They really go for the potential. But he also, to Sebastian Telfair's credit, he was drafted with a tough group. He was drafted with guys like J.R. Smith, Ben Gordon, Sean Livingston, Dwight Howard, Lau Ding. So to get in that draft shows his talent. And unfortunately, man, he just really, it sounds like he just kept running into bad breaks. He kept running into bad breaks. He was talking about the money part. The money part for young stars always throw him off, Because you got to look at it like this, right? Here's a high school kid, uneducated when it comes to money. And, of course, his family is not as educated, right? Because it's their first time getting money. And they're like, yeah, we want a car. We want a house. We want all these things. And he was buying them all these things, right? But you don't realize when you first touch some money, you don't realize you got to gradually grow into that. You can buy your mom a car, but you kind of got to wait for the second contract to get the Benz, though. You might have to just buy her a nice Toyota. You know what I'm saying? You can get your family a house, maybe, but it's not a big one. You might be still in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all right, you can move them out the hood. Maybe you can get them up. I think about L.A.
Okay.
I think about L.A. I think about to buy a house in L.A. going to cost you some bread. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, if my mom was my mom in Philly, and I wanted to buy her a house, and I make it to the league, I can afford a house outskirts of Philly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can afford that. You're right about that. But it couldn't be a big house. You might have to, if it's a Mercedes, you might have to get the used one. You know what I mean?
Probably like a little C-class.
He was buying his folks Rolls Royces. Oh my gosh. Like he was buying the Rolls Royce trucks before they came out.
Yeah.
Like you gotta grow into that, big dog. What you doing? And then you gotta remind you, like I've been blessed in life where I can help my family, and but not to that magnitude at all, right? We talking a few $100, not to the magnitude he talking about. But I can imagine if I had that money, people depend on that. If you was giving your mom $15,000, $10,000 a month, she waiting for that every month. And she ain't saving it neither. She's trying to find 10,000 ways to spend. I'm gonna get that back. I'm cool. Cause you gotta remind yourself that these guys coming from the hood or inner city, I want to call it. I'll just say that inner city. So they spend their whole lives trying to get the best of the best of the best. And when you realize you can get it and your kid a millionaire or whatever, you gonna be very needy. But that's why I say the league needs older players. When I was young, it was players in the league like Kevin Willis. Like even that name just sounds old, right? Kevin Willis. Like, you know what I mean? You don't got no Willises no more. What's an old name? We don't got no Alberts or no Roberto. No, not Roberto. Some Roberts. We don't got none of those guys. Like, we need some old names, man. Some old names. But you know, when these guys come in the league, they need some veterans. Yo, bro, yo, you just got your rookie contract. How you got a $70,000 chain on? I think your generation is different. E. They not rocking that stuff. They're not wearing that stuff like that.
No, we still rocking chains, bro.
Y'all still rocking chains, but I feel like they not crazy expensive.
What? Well,
I've been seeing guys rocking the $30,000 chains.
no, you see LaMelo?
LaMelo
still rock the chain.
But LaMelo got a lot of stuff off the court though.
That's fair.
Like he be selling clothes
fair.
and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure his merch just sell out all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's sellable. Mm-hmm. So he might be spending that. His money might be working for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then he also, here's another thing too about LaMelo. His whole family rich though. Like he lived in Chino Hills. You know what I mean? His
Being around money.
It's not even that, right? Like I look at it like this. Sebastian Telfair problem, yes, Stephon Marbury was his cousin, but I don't think they were close. I don't think they were like, yo, Steph, we just put our money together. Let's get a compound and let's move our family there. There wasn't that. It was like he had to take care of his family. They were still in the projects. Like when in this story of Sebastian Telfair, he had to go back to the projects. Like he living in the projects now, or live around it, or whatever the case may be. Versus like a LaMelo Ball, his brother Lonzo Ball is also a millionaire. What's the other brother? J-Lo or Jello. Jello, he got a hit song. He getting some money. His dad and mom must have been doing something because they living in Chino Hills. When they was doing a show, they had a nice little house. They had a nice little crib. So when you have a collective group of people, like when people in your family making some money, just imagine you got 3 brothers and sisters, 2 brothers and sisters and siblings, I mean, include yourself. So 3 of y'all all making $200,000 a year. That's $600,000 circulating and with at least within your brother, your mom, or your brother, your sister, your brother. Then your mom. Let's say your mom's still maintaining a job, or your dad still maintains a job. Let's say his job. Let's say y'all went past him. Let's say his job's still $100,000. That's $700,000. Y'all can't fall at that point. Cause I can now lean on you. I can, yo man, I fucked up this money on this investment. Can you give me $20,000 to keep me cool? Yep, no problem. Versus like, let's say you the only one in your family making $200,000, and everybody need to eat off you. That $200,000 don't feel too good. Now you in a rat race. I gotta make $1 million. I gotta get in a Rolls Royce truck. That's only right. After all, hearing them cry for all these years, I gotta get in the Rolls Royce, big houses. $200,000 and building your way up, you understand the value of money, rather than somebody give you $1 million. So, but you know, just going back to the Sebastian Telfair thing or the interview, I think he learned his lesson though. He talked about his experience in prison. You can see it in his eyes that he's ready to be in a different place. I'm really wishing well for my man. Like I said, high school phenom, great story, good or bad, something to learn from. I think he learned his lesson. I think he can be, I think he can be a good demonstration for you young kids out there.